What's going on, guys? Today I will be showing you a great way to keep your kids busy during this quarantine. How to paint 3 Paw Patrol characters that anyone can do at the comfort of their own home. To get your hands on these outlines, I've provided a download link in the description so you can follow along today. All the supplies we're using today will be used for each character in this painting series. First on the list is our very own cold press, acid-free, premium watercolor paper that is available on our site as well as Amazon. Now, to achieve the best results, we suggest printing these outline characters with watercolor paper instead of printer paper. If you don't have a bag-fed printer, the next best cheapest option will be to use a window at home on a sunny day. To do this, print the outline with normal printer paper, place it underneath the watercolor paper, then place both papers on top of your window and start tracing. Second on the supplies list is our 48 vibrant watercolor paint palettes. My favorite part about this set is that it comes with a removable tray for palette placement as well as blending colors together. Next up is a black watercolor brush pen from our watercolor brush pen collection. I use this to outline each character just to give it that extra pop. If you don't have the set of 20 watercolor brush pens, you can also use the color black in the set of 48. Last but not least, don't forget a cup of water to dip your dirty brushes in, and a paper towel to scrub some paint off, and a couple of paint brushes. Here are the colors that I chose for our first Paw Patrol character, Marshall, that I will be using today. You can reference these colors in the back of the paint palette box, and remember, feel free to use whatever color you want. Now let's begin. Since Marshall is a Dalmatian, the first color I'm going to start with is white. No diluting is required for this color, so continue to apply as much white as needed. If you feel like your strokes are looking dry and blotchy, dip the brush in the water again and moisten the color and reapply. Now, before applying the next color, be sure to wash off the brush and dry it down with a paper towel. Now let's move on to the next color, red. Since our water cup has a little more paint in it, I've applied a little bit of water on the palette to give me clean water to start with for the next technique. What you want to do is apply water on your brush, and instead of dipping into the cadmium red right away, apply the water directly on the paper for Marshall's hat. Then grab just a little bit of cadmium red and apply it on the wet part of the paper. Continue the same technique with the rest of his hat as well as his jacket. Apply a wet brush in the area you want to paint, then add a little bit of color right after. This will give us the watercolor effect we're looking for. As this dries, we can then apply more red to add some depth to the painting. Don't forget to take your time when painting, no need to rush. If this is your first time using this technique, be sure to play around with it first and practice as much as you can to get exactly what you want. Practice makes perfect. Since I'm looking for a bold, bright look for Marshall's jacket, I went ahead and skipped the technique I had demonstrated and applied the red directly on the jacket. Be sure to always wet the paintbrush first before applying any color. The bulk of the painting has been done, so these next few steps will be simple. Moving on to the color yellow. Once again, I applied the color directly onto the collar as well as the little line on Marshall's hat. Since I was looking for a more bold, vibrant look, I had decided to skip the first technique, where we apply the water first and went straight for it. If you don't want to apply the water first to dilute the yellow color, go for it. Remember, art is something you feel, and there is no right or wrong way to do it. Next are Marshall's eyes, and for that color we're using sky blue. Wet your paintbrush, dip it into the blue pan, and apply it directly on his eyes. Moving on to his mouth. I used the same cadmium red for the inside of his mouth, then I cleaned my brush, applied water on his tongue, and dabbed a little bit of cadmium red for a lighter pinkish red color. And for my favorite part, the outline. This will add the final touches to your painting. That is it. If you want to see another tutorial for the next 2 Paw Patrol characters, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the bell to be notified when we post more videos. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.